DJI, the company that we're used to seeing make drones, has been branching out into other product types recently. From gimbals to pocket cameras to GoPro competitors, etc. And now, they seem to be adding another product type to their portfolio. A BattleBot. This is the DJI RoboMaster S1, and it's technically an educational robot aimed at the youths. The idea is that the robot comes as a series of parts that you follow instructions to build from those, which, helps give kids a better idea of how a robot functions, which I appreciate. Now, I won't go through all of the parts. There are 46 in total, but there are a few interesting ones. Now, throughout all of those product types that they now do, there's only one thing that I can kind of figure out that they all have in common, and that's that they all have cameras. In this case, we have a 2-axis gimbal holding a 1080p video camera that can also take 2560 by 1440 stills with a 120-degree field of view. You can record all of this to a micro SD card or stream a 720p live view to your phone. It is also capable of some computer vision features, including line following, recognizing 44 vision markers, numbers, letters, special characters, etc., and the ability to track people, similar to the DJI drones. All of these abilities play a role in programming the robot, which we'll talk about in a sec. Next, there is a speaker and a microphone that is used to play sound effects and recognize 1, 2, or 3 claps to trigger commands as well. Again, we'll get to why later. Infrared sensors that the robot has, which are used to determine if another RoboMaster S1 has shot it with its infrared cannon. Pressure plates, there are 6 of these located around the robot that can be used to tell if it's bumped into something or if it gets hit by a gel bead from another S1's cannon. Yes, the cannon can shoot more than just laser beams. And lastly, it's worth noting one of my favorite things about the S1. Its omnidirectional mechanism wheels. Essentially, each of the wheels have 12 rollers on them that allow the robot to not just go forward, backward, and turn, but also strafe. I have to admit, it makes for a much more interesting dynamic than a normal RC car of some sort. Now, after it's built, you can then use the device in a few different ways from within its own RoboMaster app. Firstly, you can use it via Wi-Fi direct connection and either use it solo as a remote-controlled tiny tank, for lack of a better term, or you can choose Battle from the main screen and then connect it to a router to allow others to join a hosted game. There are 2 games to choose from by default. The first is Race, in which you use the included number vision markers to create a course that each S1 must recognize each marker in numerical order by pointing their camera at it, and the first one to get all 5 wins. The other game that's included by default is Free For All, which gives you the option of choosing the match length, how much HP each robot gets, it's 100 points per hit by the way, the speed limit of each robot, and whether you want to allow mystery bonuses, another vision marker that comes with the robot. Now, the mystery box clearly resembles a question mark box from Mario Kart and is the same concept. Pointing your robot at it will give you a power-up of some sort that you can then use against your opponents in the game. There is one last option in here, and that's the ability to choose between the infrared laser for the blaster or the gel beads. Now, the beads are super tiny when you get them, and you then sit them in water for about 3 to 4 hours, and they absorb it, bringing them to their usable size. You can then load them into a magazine that slides into the back of the robot and let her rip. Now, before any parents watching this start to freak out, DJI was very wary of these beads, apparently. Firstly, they are non-toxic, and when left to their own device on the ground, they will simply dissolve into a, also non-toxic, powder. The blaster also can be limited in the settings to not be able to fire when it is aimed higher than a certain angle to at least limit people shooting each other's faces. And finally, they don't hurt at all. I was hit by a lot of them while me and some other people who have review units were testing them out. It's surprising to get hit with one, but it does not hurt. Lastly, in the app, there is a section called Labs. Now, this is where the actual learning part of all this really comes in. The RoboMaster S1 is capable of using/teaching Scratch 3.0, a popular block programming language that companies like Microsoft with Minecraft use to teach younger kids how to code, etc., and Python, which is an uber popular professional level programming language used in the machine learning AI fields. Now, inside the Labs section, kids can use both languages and even start with Scratch and then see the Python equivalent side by side, which is cool, within 3 different courses. First up is Road to Mastery. This is essentially a set of project-based courses that help users' understanding of programming languages in general. Then there's a DIY programming section, which lets you create or even download skills or programs the S1 can then run with a tap, either in solo or even battle modes. So think like creating a dodge program that when activated causes the robot to strafe in a circle 8 formation to help you not get hit by opponents, etc. And then finally we have Robo Academy. And this is kind of the full-on video courses and in-depth programming guide for the more serious into learning how to code. There are some optional accessories in a Play More kit, like a controller for your phone, an extra gel bead magazine, an extra gel beads, and an extra battery. But we weren't given a price on that just yet, only a release date of sometime in July. The RoboMaster S1 is available for purchase now for $499, and I'll leave a link below to that. It's a fun toy, for sure. And again, I like those mechanism wheels because it allows it to have this interesting dynamic that a normal RC car doesn't. And it's just fun. Now, while it does seem weird for DJI to make a product like this, I, for one, am always super excited for any type of product that allows children to get more interested in programming, which is probably one of the most valuable / accessible skill sets of our time. There you go, guys. Let me know what you think of this complete walkthrough and the device itself. Kind of curious what you guys think as well. I mean, kind of out of left field, right? But I mean, cool, interesting, different. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Always love to hear from you guys. If you like this video, please thumbs up it or share it. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the channel. And if you like what you see there, please subscribe and ding the bell next to where subscribe so you get notified when I do new videos. As always though, regardless, thanks for watching.